Western independence. This video is going to start with a clip of Poilievre, plus Poilievre will be featured toward the end of the video. First clip here, Poilievre talking about Alberta independence / separatism.
Last question. If any of your MPs were in favor of Alberta separatism, would they be allowed to remain in your caucus?
We are entirely a Federalist caucus. I have not had a single MP express that view. And as for myself, I'm a very proud Federalist, born and bred Albertan, and we will be fighting for a united Canada. And we hope that Quebecers, Albertans, and all Canadians will unify around our beautiful flag and our love of country.
I mean, I guess if you're Poilievre and you're the leader of the federal Conservative Party, you got to say something like that. I didn't love the statement, but I dislike the statement Poilievre makes actually a lot more at the end of the video. Poilievre, though, did get an endorsement by Jason Kenney, the fake conservative. Great, clear statement from the leader of the Conservative, blah, blah, blah. But as you'll see at the end of the video, I will be more critical of the next clip I show of Pierre. Second part of this video is going to be from this clip with Keith Wilson and Glenn Beck. I actually did a video on this clip yesterday. I'm only going to play, though, about 20 seconds of it this time.
If Alberta votes to separate, Saskatchewan will come, but other parts of Canada, they're like, they're like these blue states in the U.S., the hardcore Democrats. They think the most important thing to do is to display pride flags, and we started off with having Pride Week and LGBTQ stuff.
I think that is basically correct, but my question for you is, what do you think is more leftist? The big Democratic states in America like California, New York, Washington, or places like Vancouver, the Greater Toronto area? What do you think? Because quite honestly, I would say Canada. I think we are even more left than the Democratic places of America. Here's a clip from the channel Talking to Albertans on YouTube. Shout out to this guy.
Hey, what's your opinion on Alberta independence?
Worst idea ever.
Why do you say that?
You don't know the repercussions.
Well, I'd like to have a polite conversation if you're willing. Okay.
Look, to me, that's just another brainwashed Canadian, sadly. You don't know the repercussions, but I'm just going to keep walking and not actually back up what I'm saying. Next bit of the video is going to be part of this Keith Glenn Beck interview, although this clip I have not shown you yet.
Yeah, Alberta really has a unique culture. And, there's great variety, as variability in the culture of the United States. I've traveled extensively with my family over the years. There's a great difference between the folks up in Connecticut and then there is the folks in Texas. But, the rest of Canada primarily, our sister province to the east, it's called Saskatchewan. They're very much aligned with us on everything. And they not only have oil and gas, they also have the largest reserves of uranium in the world, as well as potash, which goes straight down into the farm fields of Iowa and so on. So we're important strategically for the United States, and these two provinces are aligned. I think if Alberta votes to separate, Saskatchewan will come. But
okay, but when Keith here says this,
Alberta really has a unique culture.
Have you seen this today? Muhammad, including different spellings such as Mohammed, blah, 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 is the top baby name in Alberta in 2025. A similar phenomenon is happening in the United Kingdom. I asked Grok this question. It said no. It said it was at number 8. But then if you ask, include alternate spelling, it still said in the official rankings, it's at 8. But it said when people combine alternate spellings of Muhammad, the totals reported in media and social discussions push it higher. Multiple sources state the combined count is around 270. This would surpass Noah's 259. So, I mean, whether it's one, whether it's right up there, is this great for the culture of Alberta? And same with the United Kingdom. What has happened? Made the point yesterday, fertility rates so low, so much immigration. Are we all supposed to pretend this is amazing because diversity? How about Alberta stays like Alberta, Quebec stays like Quebec, other places stay like other places? Last bit of my video today is going to be talking about the Jamil Jivani story in the news recently. This will be pretty quick, but I believe this ties in very much so to Western and Alberta independence.
We are shooting ourselves in the foot. if we continue this anti-America, hissy fit. And this is the kind of reason I'm trying to talk into our government and some of the Liberals who have just gone way off the reservation on this. And, the ball is in Prime Minister Mark Carney's court. Like, I've offered to help him. I think it'd be awesome if we went down there together. I think we'd get a lot done working together. But he's got to decide whether that's something he wants to do or not.
Why can't Pierre say that? And here's Pierre today talking about Jamil.
Well, he speaks for himself, and I speak for the party.
Do you think his trip to Washington was helpful to Canada?
Well, my view is that he represents a riding that has been disproportionately impacted by the dispute. Globe and
Mail says Poilievre distances Conservatives from Jivani's anti-America hissy fit remarks. Then Andrew Coyne, who's a major Trump derangement person, says this is pretty weak sauce, so that's not even enough for him. Jivani has done incalculable damage to the Conservative Party brand. The party needs to decide whether it can still be associated with him. To these people, the Conservative Party of Canada is like the Washington Generals against the Liberal Party, which is the Harlem Globetrotters. They just want the Conservatives to be a punching bag. Everybody, I think, is going to have maybe the number one reason they think Alberta independence or Western independence makes sense. To me, I think what is number one is the federal layout of the country does not seem to be improving. There's no hope, I don't think. Maybe the Conservatives will eventually win an election. Will things get better in a measurable way for the West? I don't think so, because the Conservative Party of Canada is very weak. Just Jivani trying to do anything is met with such resistance. It's pathetic. Okay, actually, one more topic I'm going to cover. Where is the outrage about the Quebec separatism?
Daryl Bricker, our polling guru from Ipsos, is here to talk about new numbers related to separation. Let's get right into it. First poll numbers on Quebec versus Alberta separation.
So Quebec these days, if you ask people whether or not they'd vote to separate from Canada, it's about 31% in our polling. Pretty consistent with what we're seeing every place else. But the surprise, Ben, is that Alberta is almost the same at 28%. That's the first time.
So, I mean, to the degree you believe those polls, where is this Andrew Coyne guy that we just showed? Has he ever been outraged about Quebec separatism? Maybe you can let me know in the comments if he has, but I've never seen it. Just a quick search here. There's mentioning of an article about unity or separation, Quebec, Alberta, and Canada's future, but I don't see any strong language there. And I mean, I don't think this even has anything to do with Quebec separatism. But if you search Alberta, Alberta separation from Canada would be illegal. Bravo. Smith has no mandate to hold a referendum. Quotes this thing. Alberta, Daniel Smith has no business holding a referendum. We covered that one. Canada has a secessionist movement on its hands. Its supporters thank Trump. A separate Alberta would be a poorer Alberta. This is good, but it doesn't begin to assess the full harm secession would do to Alberta as much as Canada. So these people are out of their minds, man. The anti-West bias is amazing. It is not just this guy. It's a bunch of people that are, whatever, prominent figures in Canadian news. With that said, I'll finish the video. Thanks very much for watching. Please like, please subscribe. Have a great day.